Welcome to Badu Gili, Water Light. Our creators taught us how to live with the land, the sea and sky, and how to look after country. The late Linonas painted of a time during cool weather. A spectacular beauty carpets the receding floodwaters of the billabongs, covered in water lilies ranging from blue, white to blues and pinks. They become a habitat for frogs. Today, only a few hundred corroboree frogs remain, and their numbers are dwindling fast. For tens of thousands of years, our highland peoples gathered each summer to feast on the bogan moths. At the same time, the frogs gathered for the summer breeding season. In the forests on the banks of the Murray River, an ancestral home to Linonas, the reed beds along the river provide a habitat. It's a sanctuary-like quality in the forest wetlands. Life under the reflective surface of the waters is alive. It's an environment of great abundance where all life seems to exist in balance with a natural order. The fish and the rainbow birds are featuring the work of Arnhem Land. Rainbow birds travel with migratory connections from the north to the south of the country. The work of Yeagle artist Frances Bell Parker from northern New South Wales depicts the river system of the northeast coast and its abundance of floodplain soil. Rich in nutrients, perfect for growing food. The estuaries provide an abundance of fish, prawns, mussel and berries. The river features many large river islands, and her people were rounded up by the Aboriginal Protection Board and placed on these islands, formalising the segregation of Aboriginal people. But as her work depicts, it's always a living country, always was and always will be. From the river systems that connect us across country to the work of the late Minnie Pearl from Utopia, who was considered one of Australia's leading contemporary artists. We celebrate the abundance of paintings. They are depictions of stories, women's dreamings, for which Minnie Pearl had cultural responsibility. The parallel lines in a pendulous outline depict the body painting designs used in women's ceremonies and celebrated through circular shapes that symbolise traditional foods, such as the wild bush melon. Aboriginal seasonal changes depicts the time of ceremony, when plants are in flower, which bush medicines and foods are abundant, and which animals are growing their newborn. January from the eastern coastal plains people of Queensland paints of traditional sea country connections. From the waterways and reefs of the coast, described by many as the rainforest of the sea. Sadly today, with ocean temperatures rising and the effects of bleaching, our totems and species are threatened. There are more than 70 clans along the east coast of Queensland who use constellations as navigation. And it's here when they look up to the southern skies. The Southern Cross is a significant cultural meaning for many across the country and is often depicted as diamond-shaped designs. Australia is home to some of the oldest and most prolific collections of rock art and petroglyphs in the world. These ancient artworks provide the stories of our ancestral beings and our creation time. It's our history. Rains across the desert bring to life savanna country. Here, grasslands grow and people use the seeds and regenerate the use of the spinifex. They bring to life the glue for their tools. From Badu Island in the Torres Straits, artist Alec Tapote depicts the meaningful symbols of the Torres Straits. It's all about the land, sea and sky of country. Torres Strait Islander traditional owner groups are situated across the Torres Straits of 7 islands. It's here they travel by sea to connect to the islands and outer reefs, which they have done for thousands of years, following their totems the dolphins, the turtles, the dugongs, and of course, the fishing. Canoes are used and carved, and the warriors' pendants are of wood and shells. They too represent the totems that are worn during ceremony times, when it's a time of abundance and ritual. In the past, the fighting of warriors was glorified. They enjoyed the esteem of their people. They were legendary heroes that appeared along with weapons of war. The distinctive shapes of the dharis, the headdress of the Torres Strait, the masks, the drums, and the other associated artefacts celebrate ceremony. When we blow the conch, it's the waking up of time, as the warriors travel across country. Across the east coast, the songlines map the significance, from the Torres Straits in the north to Tasmania in the south. It's a time to honour the ceremony grounds. It's a time to thank for the abundance. The cycle begins each day. Everything is living, and the knowledge of nature is fundamental to the culture of our first peoples. Our landscape was shaped by spiritual ancestors during the creation time. These ancestors were our first people. They journeyed across the estuaries, the land, the sky and country, creating landforms, plants and animals. They brought with them laws that we have to live by, including ceremony, language, kinship and environmental knowledge. Badu Gili highlights the cycle and our honouring of sky and land. As we turn the trees upside down for ceremony, the nutrients will return to Mother Earth, and the trunk will tell Father Sky that we are too continuing the cycle as we have for thousands of years. And just like the dawn, a new cycle begins.